Excuse me, Angela. Are you there?
Sure, what's up, Lydia? Everything okay?
I hear you're in the process of paying off some debts.
Huh? I'm what?
I was so disappointed you wouldn't believe. Tut, 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 Angela. It's just a good thing we're neighbors, or I never would have heard you discussing it through the walls.
I'm sorry, but I don't know what you're talking about. Do you mean you eavesdrop on us?
I heard you and Scott talking about it in the middle of the night. I had a cup to the wall, so trust me, I heard everything. $1,000 a month in debt repayments? No end in sight? Just how much debt are you in?
Oh, you heard that. These walls are thinner than I thought. A cup to the wall, though? Have you ever heard of privacy? It's quite a lot of money, but I think if we can keep up with the repayments at the current pace, it might be paid off within 4 or 5 years.
My goodness, you're in that much debt?
Yes, that much. Between all this secret investing and gambling and a complete failure to keep up with the payments back when they were smaller, it seems like this was inevitable. We are married, so of course we're committed to getting through this by working together. I hate to say it, but we're not always able to meet halfway. You have no idea how hard it is to keep up with $1,000 debt repayments every month all on your own. This has really taken its toll on us.
My, oh my, Angela. Just what have you been doing? As your mother-in-law, I simply cannot overlook this.
Yeah, I totally get that. I wouldn't expect you to overlook it either, but with how Scott's situation is right now, there might not be anything you can do.
I can't believe my son's own wife would place such a crushing burden on him. My poor boy must be going through hell.
Huh? What do you mean?
Basically, what you're saying is that my Scotty's being forced to pay off your debts with his hard-earned money? And $1,000 a month at that! It's hardly pocket change, is it? By the time it's paid off in 4 or 5 years, he'll be, what, $45,000? $60,000 out of pocket? How could you do this to him?
No, wait. You've got this the wrong way round. I'm not the one who's in debt. Scott is.
Oh, this is rich. You're going to try and pin the blame on my Scott because I found out about your little secret? I had no idea you were so shameless. That reminds me, your attitude last night while you were discussing the debt was absolutely atrocious. I could practically feel you looking down your nose at him through the wall. I heard everything. You do know you have debts to pay off, don't you? You need to pay it back, Scott. You have no choice. How dare you speak to my son like that when he's the one paying off your debts? You vindictive, self-righteous liar. He doesn't need to hear any of that from you. I'll have him divorce you, I tell you. Divorce!
You have no intention of listening to me, do you?
I could listen to everything you have to say 1,000,000 times over, and it still wouldn't pay off a cent of the debt.
Fair point. You know what? I've changed my mind. You're right. I don't think there's any point in talking to you when you're in emotional ignoramus mode.
Excuse me? What did you just say?
If you'll forgive me, I'm at work and we're very busy. Let's discuss this properly at a later date.
Don't make me laugh. I have nothing to discuss with an abusive, debt-ridden liar. One thing's for sure, though. My poor son needs protecting from you. He'll be staying next door with me from now on. He'll end up curled up in a ball in the corner of some psych ward if he's around you even a moment longer.
All right, fine by me. I'm going. Bye.
Angela, we're getting a divorce.
Huh? What the hell are you talking about, Scott? Are you still half asleep?
I'm not half asleep. I've had my coffee and my head is clearer than it's ever been. My eyes have opened. It seems like my mom found out about the debt. I was worried at first, but looks like she's actually gonna be able to help me get rid of it. She's lowering me the mother of all lifeboats.
Lifeboat?
She told me if I divorce you, all the debt will disappear and I'll never have to worry about money or repayments ever again. She was really convincing.
Huh, is that so? I see.
She must have a real lace up her sleeve. This is why my mom's great. She was always looking out for me. She's super clever too, so I believe her.
have a feeling she doesn't have an ace up her sleeve at all.
If I'd known she'd be such a powerful ally, I would have just told her from the get-go instead of keeping it a secret this whole time. So, yep, it's decided. I don't need you anymore. The way you talk down to me like I'm some naughty little kid seriously grinds my gears. And I'm done with it. I'm gonna be free! Yippee! We're getting a divorce.
Good grief, you're beyond saving. I'm at work right now, so we can discuss this properly later. Scott? When I got home from work, there were some divorce papers on the table. Would you mind telling me what the heck is going on?
I think I made it pretty clear. We're getting a divorce. I had to go through the hassle of ordering the papers, so you can hand them in yourself. I'm busy.
I take it that means you have no interest in talking this through and saving our marriage then?
What's the point? You'd only talk down to me like some little kid, just like you always do. I'm mad as hell and I won't take it anymore. Besides, I have my mom. She's the only ally I need in my life. She always has my back and she's super smart, not like you. She said you're a liar too, which only strengthened my resolve. Hurry up and get out, liar!
Wow. You know what? I think it is actually better this way. Let's face it, I didn't exactly enjoy shelling out $1,000 a month to pay off your debts. I'm finally gonna be able to spend my own money again.
Fantastic, superb, tremendous, magnificent. We both get what we want. Win-win.
Good evening, Angela. I heard you finally did the right thing and agreed to the divorce.
If that's what he really wants, I'm not gonna get on my knees and beg. If we can't talk and work through problems as a team, what's the point in being married anyway?
I see you're just as arrogant as ever. How dare you take such a haughty attitude with me and my son, despite being in so much debt you owe $1,000 a month in repayments. You've got some nerve to look down on your husband when he's the one paying it off for you. You wouldn't have anything to eat or a roof over your head if not for him. Get your things together and go.
What? He's paying off my debt, feeding me, and putting a roof over my head? What planet are you on? You are aware I work every single day, aren't you?
Of course I'm aware, you pompous little upstart. However, there's no way whatever paltry wage you bring in with that pitiable part-time job could possibly sustain a family. Even a monkey could understand that Scott, who works at a major company, is the one holding everything together. He probably makes more in a day than you do in a week.
Ugh. I knew it. You have no idea Scott hasn't been going to work for the last year, do you?
Get with the times already. He's probably working remotely. I'm fully aware of how working life has changed over recent years. I might be old, but that doesn't make me ignorant. I don't have to confirm every little thing with my son to know what he's doing.
Interesting. I see. Your ignorance is actually impressive. You two are really alike.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Anyway, I'll be moving out tomorrow. I'm in the process of getting my things together right now, so you'll probably hear some banging in the night. I hope it doesn't bother you too much.
That's fine. It'll sound like a relaxing lullaby when I remember it's the sound of the odious witch who catapulted my son into financial ruin, finally removing herself from his life. Hurry up and get gone.
Okay, Scott, I'm all done packing. This is it. I'm leaving.
Vroom, vroom. The big fire truck go vroom. Huh? Who did that? Oh, Angela. All right. Whatever.
I handed in the divorce papers last night, so me and you are strangers now. We'll never see each other again after today. This month's debt repayment is due tomorrow. Make sure you don't forget, okay? Don't come crying to me if you're struggling to keep up, because I won't be helping you anymore.
You're annoying. I'm sleepy. Just go away. Let me sleep, damn it!
Fine. Have it your way. Goodbye forever, Scott. Lydia, I'm leaving now.
Big creamy milkshakes. Pizza dipped in chocolate. Large sandwiches. Cola. Huh? What? Angela, I'm trying to sleep. Get lost. Message me later.
Whatever. Have a nice life. Goodbye.
Angela, pick up the phone! This is an emergency! I'll repeat, this is an emergency! We have to get married again immediately! I need you to keep helping me with the debt repayments!
Excuse me?
My mom got it wrong! Oh boy, did she get it wrong! She got it wrong, so I think my life might be over! I had no idea, but it seemed she was convinced the debt was yours. She had it in her head that I was the one shelling out $1,000 a month to cover your repayments. That's why she thought that if I divorced you, I wouldn't have to help you get out of the mountain of debt she thought you were in anymore, and I could finally attain financial freedom. That's why she told me to divorce you. Oh my God, I thought she had some kind of genius trick up her sleeve, but turns out she was just making a huge misunderstanding.
Yep. I knew that.
What?
I did my best to set her straight. I made it pretty clear that I wasn't in any debt, and that I was in fact the one helping you with your repayments, but it went in one ear and out the other. I did consider explaining to her how it seemed unfair for me to pay off your debts, given how you're the one who got yourself into this mess in the first place. But she was being so confrontational and aggressive, I didn't think there'd be any point. So the plan was to discuss it among the three of us once she calmed down. Then she told me you wanted a divorce, so I was like, meh, what's the point? Now I've completely washed my hands of you both, and wow, does it feel liberating. My financial burden disappeared overnight. I've had a giant Scott-shaped boulder lifted off my shoulders. Who would have thought that divorcee life could be so fun?
No way you didn't, did you? Did you hand in the divorce papers?
Yep, I handed them in the night you left them on the table. I did try and tell you, but I think you were dreaming about fire trucks or something. We're officially strangers now.
This is bad, 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 really bad!
Angela! I'm so sorry. I made a huge mistake. I'm sorry. Please come back immediately. I apologized. So you'll come back, won't you? Won't you?
What?
Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me that Scott was the one in debt, and not you? You had so many opportunities. And I had no idea it was my uncle who was originally covering the repayments.
That's because Scott chose not to tell you. I may have been your daughter-in-law, but it wasn't my place to tell you that kind of thing. That was your son's responsibility. I did at least make it very clear that the debt is Scott's and not mine. You're the one who kept interrupting and ignoring me whenever I tried to make you see sense, and you're the one who demanded we get a divorce based on your ridiculous misunderstanding. You're in no position to criticize me.
There's something else I can't get my head around. How on earth were you managing to keep up with $1,000 a month debt repayments working that crummy part-time job of yours in the first place? That's why I got the wrong end of the stick. You misled me.
I don't work part-time, and I never once told you I did.
Huh?
I inherited my dad's restaurant chain when he passed away a few years ago, and I've been managing all 10 of his restaurants ever since.
You own a company? You?
Yes, me. I own a company.
I thought you worked part-time flipping burgers at McDonald's.
That's fascinating because I don't. You're so good at misinterpreting reality, it's worrying.
So that's how you were able to keep up with those enormous debt repayments.
By the way, how to break this to you. You might want to sit down for this one, Lydia. Are you ready? Scott's unemployed.
What?
He got into a fight with his boss last year when he mistakenly arranged a meeting with a major client for the wrong day. He stormed out in a rage when he got taken to task on it. He had ample opportunity to apologize, but he was so stubborn he chose to get fired rather than admit fault. He's been unemployed ever since.
Did he at least get a severance payment?
He did, but it disappeared straight away when he used it towards paying off his debts. He'd only been at the company a few years, and it was his own fault he got fired, so it wasn't much. I couldn't bring myself to see him stop making payments because he'd have been swallowed up by the interest, so I decided to start covering them for him. It was only supposed to be temporary.
Really? I see. Okay, I understand everything now. I'm sorry for everything I've done, Angela. Will you carry on making the repayments for him?
Excuse me?
Listen, I just got a phone call from my uncle. He said today's payment is late. Apparently he got a threatening email from the repayment company. Please see to it that today's payment of $1,000 gets made as normal.
Are you aware that me and Scott aren't married anymore? You're both strangers to me now.
But...
The real irony here is that you're the one who got him to divorce me in the first place. It's time the pair of you learned how to stand on your own 2 feet for a change. I think this could be a great opportunity for you.
Angela, please, don't do this. I'm set to retire next year. These repayments would eat up my pension so fast I'd be homeless before I knew it. My husband passed away years ago. How in God's name am I supposed to support myself, my unemployed son, and run a household on top of these mammoth debt repayments all on my own?
Goodbye, Lydia.
Angela!
Since the repayments were set to suddenly stop, I thought I should call Lydia's uncle, who'd been the one covering them before me, and make him aware of the situation. He was astonished when he found out it was me who'd been making the repayments this whole time, and I was even more astonished when he apologized and paid me back the entire sum. After a few more apology messages, he swore to teach Scott the meaning of personal responsibility by having him pay off the debts he'd racked up if it was the last thing he did. Last I heard, he was forcing them both to work at his garbage disposal company to come up with the money. Apparently, a few of the senior employees are pretty mean-spirited and take great pleasure in seeing just how far they can push the two of them. They're being worked to exhaustion on a daily basis, which I was told about in detail when they spammed me with messages begging me to come back. Naturally, I blocked them both. Lydia's uncle ended up confiscating their phones because they were constantly playing games on them instead of working whenever no one was looking. I tried to be as sympathetic and compromising a wife as I could be. But their attitude towards me, which was revealed through a huge misunderstanding, quickly made me change my mind, and by the end, I was just as eager to divorce as my husband was, or thought he was. I'm so pleased I decided not to correct his delusional mom. Whatever happens to them, they're on their own from now on.
Good morning, Cindy. I just dropped my little Alex off in front of your house. I'll see you in 3 days. I hope he's not too much trouble for you. Bye-bye. Wait, what? I'm sorry, hold on a second here. I just now woke up. And, what's going on? You dropped off Alex at my house? Isn't it obvious, silly? I'm asking you to look after Alex for a few days. I'm about to set off on a little 3-day vacation. It's going to be fantastic. So I'll come back to pick him up in the evening 3 days from now. This is the first time I've ever heard of this. Did you actually ask me to look after him for you? Did I say yes? Yeah, I did. I asked you just a few seconds ago. It's not like you've got anything to do, right? You're not busy. Oh, and don't worry, he doesn't have any allergies, so you can feed him whatever. Maddie, no, back up. Are you being serious right now? Like, really? Is this a joke or a prank or something? I've never in my life had anyone tell me to look after their kids so suddenly like this. Do I sound like I'm joking? No, I'm 100% serious, sweetie. I'm on my way to the airport right now. I don't have any time to waste. Like I said, I'll be back in 3 days to pick him up, so you two enjoy yourselves. This is not happening. Are you out of your mind? I cannot look after your kid for you. What makes you think you can just drop off your kid at my house and expect me to look after him? Turn around right now, come back here, and pick up your kid. I am not babysitting for you. Sorry, Cindy, no can do. If I turn back now, I'll never make it to the airport on time. That is not the issue. The issue is your child. I can't babysit for you, and besides, why am I the one you're doing this to? You have a husband, don't you? Family, friends, neighbors? Why couldn't you get one of them to look after Alex? I just trusted that you would be willing to help me out. I can always count on you in a pinch. Plus, there's a very important reason I can't leave Alex with my husband or family. I'm going on vacation with my boyfriend. How could I tell my husband about that? You understand, right? No. As a matter of fact, I understand even less now. Your boyfriend? Oh, come on, Cindy. You really don't get it? I have my husband and a boyfriend. Doesn't everyone? So yeah, I'm going on vacation with my boyfriend, and I can't let my husband know about it. This is an awful lot to take in. You're going on vacation with your boyfriend and hiding it from your husband? So, you're having an affair and you're asking me to help you cover it up? I don't know. When you put it that way, it almost sounds like I'm doing something really bad. But yeah, you can't tell my husband about this, okay? Don't worry, it'll be really easy. He's on a week-long trip for work anyway, so he's not in town. If I tried to leave Alex with my family or neighbors, they might get blabby to my husband, and I can't have that. I would never hear the end of it. That's why I need you to do me a favor, Cindy. No, absolutely not. Not a chance. There is no way I'm going to be an accomplice in you cheating on your husband and lying to your family. I mean, I would maybe understand this a bit more if we were actually close friends, but we're not close friends. I've only known you for 3 months, Maddie, and I've never met Alex. And now you want me to look after a child for 3 days who I have never met? How could you expect me to do this for you? I would have refused even with a month's notice. Oh, come on. What's the problem? It's not like you have anything better to do. You're a full-time housewife. Don't tell me you're too busy living a pampered life funded by your husband's money. And you only have one kid that's just 2 years old. How much work could a 2-year-old possibly be? One more kid in the mix won't change things that much. I am not a housewife. Maybe you should have bothered to ask me about that first. I work from home. And I have a major project with a deadline coming up soon. I am far too busy to look after Alex. So no, I cannot and will not look after him for you. Come back and pick him up. And for the record, I wouldn't even agree to look after him if I was just a full-time housewife. Did you actually think I would believe that story? Ugh, grow up, Cindy. I have a super-duper important project. You're an awful liar. Worse than that, a liar and a parasite. Excuse me? Exactly what is that supposed to mean? I'm a parasite? I don't know what you're so confused about. It's pretty obvious what I mean. But anyway, since you're a housewife with nothing better to do, there's nothing stopping you from taking care of Alex. After all, babysitting is the only value you provide to society. You've got some nerve, Maddie. I gotta go now, Cindy. I just got to the airport. Don't worry, I'll be back in 3 days. Oh, and I forgot to put a change of clothes in his backpack, so you'll need to do his laundry every day. Bye-bye. For the love of God, Maddie, what is wrong with you? Are you actually dropping your kid off with a practical stranger so you can go cheat on your husband? You're unbelievable. Answer me, Maddie. You're not on the plane yet. Wait a second. I'm looking outside my front door right now, and I don't see Alex anywhere. This is bad. He's not here. Are you sure you dropped him off at the right house? Maddie, I have no idea where Alex is. Maddie, answer me right now. Hey there, Cindy. I am back from my vacation. I had such a wonderful time. It's kind of depressing I have to go back to my ordinary life. Thanks so much for taking care of Alex for me. I'm getting in my car right now, and I'll be over in a bit to pick him up. Hello again, Maddie. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. That makes one of us anyway. Thanks to you, things have been in a state of utter chaos around here for the last 3 days. I'm so sorry to have troubled you. I hope Alex didn't take too much time away from that mega super hyper important project you were working on. You're such a drama queen. I am far too tired right now to care about your snide remarks. So I'll just ignore those pot shots. Uh-oh, somebody's angry. Don't worry, Cindy. Next time I'll be sure to give you a few days' notice, okay? Next time? There's not going to be a next time. Seriously, you're an unbelievable drama queen. Was it really so bad to actually contribute to society for once in your life? I think you've enjoyed the sweet life of leeching off your husband's money for long enough. You can do something useful every now and then. Man, I am so jealous of you. It must be great to be a housewife. It's too bad I actually have that little thing called ambition. I already told you, I do have a job. I am not a housewife. But be that as it may, housewives provide immeasurable benefits to society in a wide variety of ways. It's not just child rearing. Don't you know that women, particularly homemakers, make the vast majority of consumer purchases? They're a major driving force in the economy. And my own mother was a housewife, so I'll thank you to stop mocking them. My anger is starting to override my exhaustion. Gee, someone woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning. Anyway, I'm on my way to pick up Alex now. I really appreciate you helping me out. I'll be sure to come to you again next time I need a babysitter. Don't waste a trip. Alex isn't here. What? He's not. Okay, seriously now, enough with the jokes, Cindy. Joking about having an important job is one thing, but joking about my kid? That's too far. I'm not joking. Alex genuinely is not at my house. Wait. You're not joking? Alex isn't there? What's going on? To make a long story short, your husband came to pick Alex up on the first day of your vacation, and Alex has been with him ever since. I told your husband all about your trip with your boyfriend, too. Your husband took Alex to stay with his parents out of state for the time being. What? I already told you, enough with the jokes and lies, Cindy. How would you even be able to contact my husband? You don't know his number. Ugh. You're getting to be super annoying. It seems you don't understand just how much trouble you're in, so I'll explain everything from the beginning. I'll speak in very explicit detail, so you'll be sure to understand. To recap, the first day of your trip, you texted me out of the blue demanding that I babysit your child. When I went to my front door to look for Alex, I couldn't find him anywhere. I started frantically searching the area before he got hit by a car or kidnapped. So I called around to my friends in the area to help. One of my neighbors eventually found him in a nearby park and stayed there with him until I could come to meet her. I explained to her the situation with you going on vacation and leaving Alex with me unannounced. Needing to find some way to contact your husband or his parents, I started asking around to everyone in the neighborhood if they knew their phone number, email address, or anything like that. Obviously, people were very curious as to why I suddenly had your child thrust upon me. So I explained to them all the details of you, your affair, and the vacation you were going on with your boyfriend. You what? And by an amazing coincidence, the younger brother of a friend of the person who lives 3 doors down from me went to high school with a friend of one of your husband's former college football teammates. We went down that line and were able to get your husband's phone number. That former teammate called your husband and got him to come back early from his business trip. After that, he came to pick Alex up and took him to his parents' place out of state, which brings us to where we are now. Just about every single person within a 10-mile radius knows about your salacious affair now. This was an unintended side effect, but I hope you can understand that I had no other option. You can't! How could you? How could you go blabbing about my personal business to everyone in the neighborhood? I explicitly told you to keep it a secret. And not only did you tell everyone in town, you told my husband? The person I wanted to keep it a secret from the most of all. What were you thinking? Actually, let me correct you there. You told me that I couldn't tell your husband about it, and I didn't tell your husband anything. You didn't tell me I couldn't tell anyone else about it. Don't give me that. I obviously meant for you to keep it a secret from everyone. How could you go around telling everyone in the town about something a friend told you in confidence? Some friend you are. Friend? What do you mean, friend? You show up one morning at my house and drop your kid off expecting me to babysit him while you sleep with your boyfriend. You insult me and housewives in general by calling me pampered and a parasite. And you expect me to treat you like a friend and keep your affair a secret from the people most affected? Let me ask you something. Why on earth would I do anything to help out an unfaithful wife, irresponsible mother, and all-around amoral slimeball like yourself? And in the first place, I'm not your friend. I'm not a slimeball. I notice you didn't refute the other 3 things I called you. You're just awful, Cindy. How can you talk to me in such a terrible way? You don't have any right to speak to me like that. I deserve to have a boyfriend. I work. I contribute to society. You're nothing but a parasite. So what if I was having an affair? That's none of your business. All you need to do is shut your mouth and do as you were told. Seriously, where do you get off talking so high and mighty to me? You're trash, Maddie. And if you were just trash, I might have let things slide. You're right. What concern of mine is it when someone I don't know has an affair? Lots of people I don't know have affairs. It's none of my business. But then you went out of your way to make it my business. And when you did make it my business, all bets were off. Honestly, I didn't really need to tell everyone about your affair to have them help me find Alex. I wanted to tell everyone. It felt so satisfying seeing the look on their faces as I told them every salacious detail. You bitch! I will never forgive you for this. My husband might divorce me because of what you did. What I did? When your husband inevitably divorces you, it will be because of what you did. Namely, abandoning your child with a stranger while you slept with your boyfriend. I swear to God, if my husband divorces me, I will destroy you. I know where you live, Cindy. Oh dear, are you threatening me right now? I think this calls for a conversation with my uncle, who is a partner at the biggest legal firm in town. You've probably seen his face on billboards. Who knows, your case might end up on one of their TV commercials. You'll be famous. Wait. A lawyer? Your uncle's a lawyer? Can you give me his number? Why? Duh, my husband's definitely gonna divorce me. I'm gonna need a really good lawyer if I want to make it out of this with my lifestyle intact. If I hire your uncle, I might even be able to keep custody of Alex. Wow. Wow. Just wow. Not but 30 seconds ago you were threatening me, and now you want me to help you? Are you bipolar or something? You need help. Not that I'm going to give you any. You need a therapist, not a lawyer. Well, actually, you probably need both. You have to help me. It's your fault that all of this is happening to me. You're going to take responsibility for your actions. You chose to have the affair, you chose to go on a vacation with your boyfriend, and you chose to abandon your child at a stranger's house. Which one of those things is my fault? Any consequences from this are 100% on you, not me. Do you have any idea the kind of financial damage this is going to cause me? Look, I'm sorry, okay? There, I said it. I'm sorry for calling you a parasite, and I'm sorry for dropping my kid on you so suddenly. So come on, give me a break. Tell your uncle to defend me pro bono. No, I never want to speak to you again in my life. Now, if you'll excuse me, it's late and I have a big day ahead of me tomorrow, so I'll be taking my leave now. Goodbye. I blocked Maddie's number immediately after that. However, I made sure to preserve our message history so that I could give it to her husband's lawyer in preparation for the lawsuit. And once I did that, it was officially no longer my business, so I let Maddie's husband take care of it himself. I heard through the grapevine that, sure enough, Maddie's husband divorced her and won a massive judgment against her for her affair. He also won full custody of Alex and got to keep nearly every single piece of their joint property, leaving Maddie practically penniless. With no one else to turn to, Maddie tried to go to her boyfriend for help. But once he learned Maddie's husband's lawyer was trying to serve him with a lawsuit, he disappeared overnight. Maddie's parents were left with the unfortunate task of cleaning up after her mess. They weren't going to let her get off scot-free, however, and are making her earn her keep by having her be the live-in caretaker for their elderly relative. Ugh, why did that awful woman have to go and drag me into her tangled mess? Of course, the one person who I'm the most concerned about in this whole affair is their son, Alex. After the divorce, his father moved closer to his parents out of state. Apparently, Maddie was never a very affectionate mother to him. His grandparents, however, always loved him and are giving him all the affection he could ever want now. So he's now a much happier child than he was when he was with his mother. I guess that's the silver lining. Imagine if poor Alex had to live his whole childhood being raised by that woman. Yikes. But then again, none of that is any of my concern anymore. Thank God.